Amit Sharma is saying started looking at context in the charts. Now it has taken away a lot of anxiety. Drastic change in my perspective. Yeah, that is what happens, And I'll tell you, my what my problem is now. The kind of feedback you are giving me. This is not the first time I'm hearing this, but I always get excited every time someone tells me that their perspective is changing. That excites me a lot. So that tells me that I'm on the right track and whatever I'm doing is on point. How do I explain it to people? You tell me. I don't know how you come across my course. Maybe you saw my YouTube videos, or sometimes Bell TPO people go there for market profile and they refer to my courses or Rajanand's courses. So that way I can get some people coming across my courses. How do I tell people? How do I stress the importance of this change in perspective? Now you only tell me. Would you trade this change in perspective for anything? Okay, so many times people have told me, after I have reduced the prices for my courses, they say that, okay, even if you have charged us 50,000, we would have paid. But when? After you have come across this change in perspective, and they will never, give it back. Once you have that change in perspective, the paradigm changes. It is impossible to go back. It is impossible to go back. Looking at indicators, looking at fixed pattern repeating, looking at, all those kinds of things which I used to make fun of. I will not make it anymore because people really get offended by that. Anyways, so my point here is that how do I tell people that there will be a change in perspective? If I go on saying this, I get trolled. People come back and they start saying that, okay, we are asking 100 different questions of the markets. In the meanwhile, people are making money. I say, yes, they are making money. It's okay and good for them. And if you like those methods, you please go and do that. I have no issues with that. I don't want everyone to buy my course and be my subscriber. No, not at all. I only want people who appreciate the importance of peace of mind, appreciate the importance of being able to do this for a long, long time, like without the stress. Every day you come to the markets, I know, because back in the day when I was doing all these indicators and everything, even in Elliott Wave days, Elliott Wave, I was a little better. Late night back testing, parameter tweaking, and then Elliott Wave, then looking at the same chart 100 different ways. All those things, they were, taking out my energy like anything. I was young then, so it was possible for me to handle that amount of stress. Now, if you ask me, like, when I am 40 plus, and if you ask me that, okay, you go back and do all that again, it is impossible for me to do that. It's physically impossible. How? I don't know. How do I convince people that, okay, this is what is going to happen with you? Maybe your perspective will change, paradigm will change. You look at the markets totally differently. The stress levels will go away. All these are, how to put it, like non-tangible benefits. People, what they want is just a penal record, the equity graph, and they believe that if someone is doing that, they will be able to do that. And then we realized in last few months that all that also was like a fraud. People were fabricating their results and trying to show it. What's the point of all that? I don't understand. So I am very happy. Like, if you are seeing the change in the perspective, the paradigm, the way your mind works when you look at a chart now versus let's say a few months ago or before you came across CTF, I think that is what I am doing all this for. And I am trying to reduce the prices. Obviously, I have understood the importance that reaching to maximum number of people. Obviously, it's not going to be that I'll have tuning with every one of them, but yes, there somewhere I'll find diamonds in the rough who want to do it long term, full time, and they want to do it with some peace of mind. And that is the group of people or traders I want to help, because they are like me, because I wanted all that after a point in time and I went after that instead of trying to find the next best system. So very happy. Okay, Amit further says that I saw your YouTube videos. I have made notes on mind over markets, but never could understand this context. The way you look at charts, it's so simple and powerful. People get lost in nomenclature and fancy words. Yeah, the jargon is the enemy basically. And I always tell people that market profile is not a tool as such. It's just a language. Now, market speaks in multiple languages. In fact, market is very funny. It will speak to you in your own language. So that is the best part of market. You go and you ask a question and you'll immediately get an answer. Instant answer you will get. People believe they cannot read the market. It's not like that. Everyone is reading the market. Market is speaking to everyone. Just the issue is that question you ask, matching answer you will get. So if you ask a wrong question, you'll get a wrong answer. If you ask a question in a certain language, like in Eliot, if I ask whether this is a wave 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or whatever, whether it's an impulse or a corrective wave, whether it's a complex correction, I'll get the same answer. Yes, this is a complex correction or whatever. Like, it is not a complex correction. What is the reality? Like, what exactly is happening? What is happening behind the scenes? What the smart money is trying to do? If you want to, get answers through these questions, you have to ask these questions, right? So market profile is just a language, which makes it easy to understand all this. Simple. Like, if I have to write a poem, I won't go on writing equations and trying to find a perfect combination of words and perfect length of the words, and I'm not going to do some sound analysis to get the perfect rhyme. I'm not going to do that. Look at the raps of Eminem. I mean, he makes certain words rhyme which is impossible to do or imagine when they are just written on the paper, but he does that. So I'm not going to do all that. So I have to select the right medium. So if I have to understand physics, although you can do it in a artist's way, but still, like, if you want to make it easy to understand for masses, you have to use mathematics. That is the difference here. Market profile is just a language, makes it easy to understand the smart money behavior in the best possible way, in the easiest possible manner. So if you want to write poems, you have to read thousands of poems, study languages and works of people who have done great things in literature. And if you want to understand physics, you first have to be good at mathematics, and then physics becomes much easier to understand and comprehend. So if you want to understand markets, you have to learn the medium or the language that market speaks. All right, and once you get that language, or even start to learn some basic words in that language, the conversation becomes much easier, much clearer, much true to what is happening in real life, much closer to what is happening in real life.